G'day viewers. I did a video yesterday on apprentices and saying that an apprenticeship is not a job. Now that video was for apprentices, but I thought today I would say that we also need to look at some employers. Now, a few years ago, I was confronted with a situation where I was looking after a few apprentices in their second year, and these apprentices in their second year did not even know what a contactor was, didn't know what conduit was. So I sent an email off to the company saying that these apprentices need to ask questions on site. The tradesmen need to explain things to them. And they need to do some study. They were very far behind. So I sent that email off, and these apprentices were hired by a GTO, which nothing wrong with GTOs, it was just that it's just simply that they were hired by a GTO. And the CEO of this GTO wanted to come see me. And he's a good 2,000 kilometres away, but he flew 2,000 kilometres to see me, and I thought, this is great. So we're going to be talking to the CEO of the company, and he's going to want to find out, how do we get our apprentices up to speed? He turned up at my office with the customer, so this was the on-site trainer, and he also turned up with the government apprentice liaison officer. And once again, I thought, this is great. They really want to find out as to how to get their apprentices up to speed, so I can let them know what they need to do on site to do that. Nothing could be further from the truth. Their comment, and the CEO of this GTO, verbatim, the comment was, under no circumstances are our apprentices expected to learn outside of TAFE. You can imagine my shock. Now, normally, you would think that the customer would not have a bar of that, whereas the customer, he was more vocal than the GTO CEO. Now, the government liaison officer, he sat there quietly, which I still took it as he was agreeing with them. And later on, when I had a meeting with him, I mentioned this to him. I let him know that I was not impressed, and he was saying he didn't agree with it, so that's why he didn't say anything. Doesn't matter. If you don't say anything, if you sit there silently when people are saying things like that, then you're agreeing to it. So obviously, with their idea that an apprentice is not supposed to learn on the job is completely wrong. They are supposed to learn on the job, they are supposed to study, they are supposed to understand what they're doing, and they're supposed to get ready for their TAFE subjects. They do not go to TAFE with no information and then open up a book, start studying, be told a few things, and 4 days later do a test and be deemed competent. Now, in chatting to the on-site trainer at a later date, I let him know too that I wasn't happy about that meeting, and he agreed that it was a silly comment that the CEO made. And after that meeting, then the site actually did some very good training with the apprentices to bring them up to speed. But that meeting went on a fair while, with that CEO complaining that while the apprentices are on the job, they work. And they only learn while they're at TAFE. Please make sure that kind of attitude is not acceptable. Your apprentices are to learn on the job, and they are to study, and they are to prepare for their next subject at TAFE. You cannot study a couple of days at TAFE, do a test and be deemed competent. Okay guys, hope it helps. See you tomorrow.